Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Sower here with Sower Real Estate, Keller Williams, and I'm I'm broadcasting from the hood of my car in a parking lot in Eagle. Pretty glamorous, I know. I'm down in Boise I've actually got kind of some big news. I'm bringing on a new agent to the team down in Boise. I'll give more details about that later, but down here doing a little bit of business as well as connecting with that individual, kind of buttoning up some things. So it's pretty cool. And that being said, I forgot my gimbal for my iPhone, so I'm doing the photo booth literally on my car hood. At least it's a nice day. So anyway, that being said, I did want to touch on a couple of things before getting into the market dynamics. First of all, gosh, everything going on down in Hawaii is super sad. Prayers to all the people that are impacted by that. It's kind of an interesting thing for me, at least, because my wife and I in August, we celebrate our anniversary. We just had our 24th anniversary, and we actually took our honeymoon down in Maui. I haven't been there since, unfortunately, but we were down in Lahaina, so it's just kind of this surreal thing. Plus, like 55 people so far, they say have died. I'm sure that number is going to go up. Just absolutely horrible. So prayers for all of those people, and gosh, just a horrible situation. On a much lighter note, way lighter note, as you guys will see in the photos, if you get the email newsletter. Again, if you don't and you're just watching this on YouTube, make sure and if you want it, go ahead and shoot me a message or something, and I can put you on it. But I'm building a chicken coop. We got 18 more chickens, total chicken drama. It's a 6x12. It's like a chicken mansion, in my opinion, at least. I think those chickens should be super happy. I guess we'll find out. Okay, now what we'll jump into now is the market dynamics. I'm going to start with Ada County, then we'll jump into Kootenai County. Really some interesting stuff going on here. I want to really point out, obviously you've got your typical graph that we talk about every time. The red line being all the active homes that are on the market, the dark or like the lighter gray being everything that goes under contract, and like the black or the really dark gray is everything that has sold for that month. Really interesting. Let me grab my pen here and my little pointer. I want you to notice the difference in these two lines, these metrics, the gap here versus the same time last year. And that's going to be important here in a minute, because typically that gap between the active homes and the pending and sold homes, if it's tighter, that means that the market's doing pretty well, right? Like supply and demand are pretty solid. And as you can see, it's pretty tight here, right? So that would indicate, oh, well, the market must be pretty good versus a year ago. Well, what's interesting is you also notice that our inventory here is actually up to 2 months of inventory. So it's kind of counterintuitive. And I find that's going on a lot in the market. We have a lot of counterintuitive stuff that's going on. So right now we have 930 homes that are on the market for Ada County, existing homes. Whereas the same time last year, my computer was going to sleep. The same time last year we had over 1,500. And we also had pendings about 550. Now we've got 515. So the pendings are about the same, even though we have less homes on the markets. And yet the inventory or the absorption rate is lower. Our days on market are higher. And our average home sale price is down versus the same time last year. So, what does that mean? Well, I don't know. That's just what you came here for, right? Is to hear an I don't know. And I shouldn't say that. I mean, I do kind of know, and it's not really rocket science to some degree. It's the interest rates. Interest rates, they keep going up. now we're up to like 7%. The Fed is saying they're going to raise them even more. And, so it makes it harder for buyers. And therefore, you see prices have to come down because buyers aren't buying, at least not at the current prices. The same home that they're after has to be dropped down in price, or maybe the sellers will hope that someone will come along and pay a higher price, but it's just not. So there's a challenge there, and we're seeing that play out in that regard. Same thing for Kootenai County. I don't want to go through too many of these, but let me just point out, so same thing here. New listings are down 28% over last year for new listings that are on the market. Days on market are up 20%. The inventory of homes is down 15%. And the month's supply, so the absorption rate, they use inventory a little differently in the Coeur d'Alene MLS. The month's supply of inventory is up about 8%. And where did I see the... Oh, I can't find it. Now here's the other thing. So new listings, you can see the year over year. So this was what, 2021, 2022, and 2023, how that's dropped down just for the month, and then the year to date. And then you also look at the closed sales. Again, also just kind of a steep decline. So again, it shows that there is less demand, basically, is what it comes down to. And then we've got our average home sale price has gone down. Again, a lot of that is stuff that you already kind of know if you're following the market at all. I also found it interesting. One of the guys that I follow is a guy by the name of Ken McElroy. He's a multifamily investor. He has a podcast, and I was listening to one that he had recently, which I found interesting because he mentioned how he just sold his house in Coeur d'Alene. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were in Coeur d'Alene. Well, apparently he was, and owned a place there. I mean, a lot of people own second homes there, or third homes, or fourth homes, or whatever. And he also said he was down in Boise and in McCall, and he mentioned that when he was down in Boise, he said something to the effect that, Boise gets a lot of attention because it's had all kinds of activity, the market's booming, and he said when he was here, he didn't really notice that to be the case, that it was a little bit more quiet of a market. And again, that's where I think statistics, like I started the video off with, the statistics can have one kind of indication, and yet the reality is slightly different. And I think that that's going to be around for a little while. I don't think we're going to see the markets really pick up steam for a little bit. I think we're going to see the same old stagnant kind of market, and potentially prices go down a little bit. I think is very possible. Time will tell, but yeah, that's kind of my take on it. So anyway, as always, your situation is going to be different than everyone else's, so you can't just go by what the general market is doing. It depends on what you want to accomplish. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, please reach out to us and let me know what your situation is, and then I can maybe say, well, maybe for you it makes sense to buy or sell, or maybe it makes sense to do absolutely nothing. So anyway, when in doubt, maybe just hold on. Hopefully that is a helpful video for you guys, and hope you guys have a great weekend. All right, take care. Bye.